So today we're going to be doing a question on logic and reasoning, an absolute mainstay of college entrance exams. This one comes from the JEE Main April 2023 Shift 1, and we are asked to find what the negation of this statement here is, and we're given four options. Just before we actually go through the question, because a lot of people might be coming at this question from a set theory rather than a logic angle, and basically it's just the same. So just having a look at some of the things. The symbols that I use are this one, which is AND, but which is the equivalent of intersection, or that one in sets. That one there is OR, which is the same as a union in sets. This one is the one I use for NOT, which is the complement, or P dash or P complement. Also, you see the minus sign or the tilde or the exclamation mark used as NOT. And of course, 0 or empty, or this is the empty set, and 1 or universally, or that is the universal set. Basically, these are just the symbols that you can interchange as to how to do it. Okay, now maybe some people haven't seen this logical implication. P implies Q, which basically is read if P then Q, or P implies Q. Basically what that means in logic form is P implies Q, and this is the one here which we will use converting P implies Q to that one. Okay, then we have just the basic laws here. I thought I'd write them down anyway. De Morgan's laws, well known. The commutative laws, again, well known. The distributive laws, again, they're well known. The associative laws, basically I tend to remember the distributive laws, I tend to remember them as basically like expanding an algebra bracket, and it seems to work itself out quite nicely. And then associative laws, and the final one is the absorption law, which isn't quite so well known. P and Q is P, and P and P or Q is P, and we do use that one in this question. Okay, so let's get on with the question anyway. So here we have the expression that we need to simplify, and we are going to use the implied in order to get rid of these two things here. So first of all, let's have a look at the blue bit. Okay, so we are going to rewrite the blue bit as NOT. So we're going to use this here as P and this here as Q, and we're going to rewrite that as NOT A and B or C, or A or B. That's basically just using the implied law that I put earlier on in the video. And then to expand this, get rid of this one here, we need to therefore use all of this as P and this one as Q, which will give us not all of that or A. Okay, and so now what we've got to do is we've got to try and simplify all of this lot. So basically, let's just use De Morgan's law, and that will give us, let's just do that, that will give us not A and B or C, and not A or B or A. All I've done is I've used De Morgan's law, getting rid of that not there, with this one as being P and this one as being Q. Okay, now clearly not, just like in English language, not something just cancels itself out, and that will leave us with this thing here. Now, in actual fact, we're going to come back to this later, because there is a way that you could actually answer the question directly from here, just by drawing some sets, but we'll come back to that later. Let's carry on using the logic. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use the distributive and commutative laws, and that's going to give us A or A and B or C, and A or not A or B. And let's call that equation 1. Okay, and now just taking this part of the equation and using the distributive law on that, we're going to get A or A and A or B or C. And then by the absorption, well, actually, so first of all, A or A is clearly just A, so that gives us A and A or B or C. And by the absorption law, this here just equals A. So this bit here is A. And let's have a look at this bit here, which is basically, let's just go down here, get a bit more space. So we're looking at this bit now, down here, A or not A or B. We're using De Morgan, that is the same as A or not A and not B. Okay, and that basically then using the distributive law gives us A or not A and A or not B. Well, A or not A is clearly just the universal set, i.e. everything. So the universal set and A or not B is just equal to A or not B. And that leaves us from equation 1 here, we are basically left with, so this is 1 just rewritten, A and A or not B. Okay, now using absorption again here, that is basically just A. But the question itself asks us, rather dastardly, it asks for the negation. So the negation of A is not A, and so therefore clearly the answer is therefore not A. Okay, now just returning to what I said I was going to return to, where you could answer the question, where was it? Hang on a sec. Returning to here, you can actually answer the question from here. So let's just rewrite that down and get a bit of space down here. Okay, let's just rewrite that. We had A and B or C. Some people may find this useful, others may not. And not A or B. Well, basically, what you could do is you could just draw 3 circles. So there's 1 circle, 2 circles, and 3 circles, and call them A, B, and C. And this bit here, A and B or C, was clearly A and B is that bit, and A and C is that bit. So that is A and B or C. And now if we just draw some circle again, exactly the same circles. Okay, and this is not A or B. Well, if it's, and so that's A, B, and C. Well, if this is not A or B, then basically it is that bit. So this here is represented by that, and this here is represented by that. Well, clearly, if we have the intersection of that and that, well, it's nothing. It's the empty set, because there is no intersection. So therefore, we know that the intersection of that is the empty set, and so therefore we could have gone back into equation 1 up here, and immediately just said, well, hang on a sec, that is the intersection of the empty set, the union of the empty set, or A, which is simply A, and that could have meant we didn't have to do any of this bit here. So whenever you see a question like a phrase, an expression like this, especially when it's a multiple choice, it's always worth just very quickly just, you know, doing a quick 3 circles, having a look and seeing, well, hang on a sec, that is clearly the empty set. And it just makes things much easier. Anyway, it's a little tip, it might be useful. If you've liked this video, please press the little thumbs up button and subscribe to the Gresty Academy YouTube channel. Thank you.